The film opens with Jake, our first glimpse into the story. He stirs awake after a 6-year cryosleep in a space pod, hurtling through the cosmos. Paralysis grips his legs, a haunting reminder of his confined journey. At first, Jake's purpose and location remain shrouded in mystery, but flashbacks wash over, revealing a tragic backstory. His twin, a brilliant scientist, dreamt of space exploration, only to be cut down for money. Now, with NASA's investment hanging in the balance, Jake steps in, vowing to honor his brother's passion and unravel the secrets the stars hold.
NASA invested substantial funds in sending Jake to space, and he's determined not to squander that investment. Motivated by his late twin brother's dream of space exploration, Jake, despite being paralyzed, embarks on the mission to the other planet. With costly leg treatment as his incentive, he hopes success in the mission will bring financial rewards for his medical needs. Despite his physical challenges, Jake is resilient and diligent, firmly believing in his ability to achieve the mission. The destination planet lacks oxygen, and the assembled team receives guidance from their leader on how to navigate the challenging environment, including strategies to face and escape potential creatures. During this preparation, Jake forms a strong bond with a fellow member, and over 3 years of training, they become close friends. The newfound friend introduces Jake to an avatar containing DNA samples of both humans and the planet's creatures, marking the beginning of their collaborative project. The project's leader escorts Jake to meet the head of the project, a businessman who initiated the venture. When questioned about Jake's presence, the head assures her of Jake's wisdom, revealing their true objective: obtaining valuable stones from the planet. Displaying a sample stone, he discloses its astronomical value, emphasizing the need for discretion. The scene shifts to Jake undergoing a transformation process, emerging as an avatar with distinctive features: tall ears, a long blue braid, and a tall tail, reflecting his newfound contentment. In the subsequent encounter, Jackie receives praise from someone familiar with his military background. Recognizing Jakie's potential for success, the individual advises him to build trust by spending more time with the inhabitants of the planet. The encouragement aims to deepen Jake's connections and credibility among the native population. The project head, desiring more stones from the planet, tasks Jake, now an avatar, with clearing the area of native creatures within 3 months. Failure to do so will result in an imminent involuntary attack to secure the resources. In agreement, Jake arrives on the planet, experiencing a sense of wonder as he explores. However, a pursuit by a strange creature separates him from his team, leading him to improvise and make a pizza in the unfamiliar environment. Meanwhile, his team, unable to locate him and perceiving the planet as dangerous, contemplates his potential demise. Unbeknownst to them, Jake encounters Neytiri, a female creature in the forest. Initially poised to shoot an arrow, Neytiri is swayed by a flower, opting to spare Jake. As night falls, aggressive animals threaten Jake, prompting a fierce battle in which he sets a fire for escape. Neytiri intervenes, saving him but also causing casualties among her animals. In anger, she chastises Jake for the harm caused during the rescue, questioning his disregard for her creatures. Neytiri, considering Jake as inexperienced, tells him he's like a child. In response, Jake invites her to teach him how to fight, prompting glowing flowers to envelop him. As the daughter of the tribe's leader, Neytiri takes Jake to her people, who initially want to kill him. However, Neytiri's intervention spares Jake, causing discontent among some. The future tribe leader, particularly opposed to Jake, is overruled by Neytiri's mother, the queen, who allows Neytiri to train Jake. Meanwhile, Jake awakens in the real world, aboard the spacecraft. Sharing news of the progress in gaining the natives' trust, his fellow team members rejoice. Neytiri initiates Jake's training, covering various skills such as horse riding and hunting, emphasizing a deep connection with nature. Simultaneously, the project head and her team arrive at a charming mountain cabin with the ability to fly amidst the clouds. As Jake's training progresses, he becomes adept at various skills, embracing the ways of the planet. Neytiri takes him to a special place where they encounter a bird with a unique quality. It chooses its rider autonomously, symbolizing a significant connection between the inhabitants and their natural surroundings. The loyal bird, known for remaining dedicated to its chosen rider, poses a risk during the selection process, capable of causing harm. Despite the danger, Jake carefully chooses the bird, establishing a connection that allows him to soar through the skies. Neytiri and Jake enjoy their flight, discovering a beautiful location near a tree. During their journey, a menacing bird confronts them, but together they manage to defeat the threat, preserving their lives. Neytiri shares that the bird was once ridden by her ancestors, known for its difficulty to master but believed to bring prosperity and dispel sorrows. As Jake's 3-month deadline approaches, the colonel reminds him of the mission. Jake reassures him, mentioning the upcoming acceptance event, where the native creatures will embrace him as one of their own. The event unfolds, and Jake is accepted by all the creatures of the planet. Neytiri guides him to the sacred tree of Ela, which radiates a constant glow. She informs Jake about the significance of the tree. As a symbolic gesture, Neytiri mentions that Jake is free to choose a companion from the tribe. Expressing his feelings, Jake tells Neytiri that he likes her, and she responds with a smile. Meanwhile, the colonel prepares to destroy the sacred tree to commence the mission. The tribe members react aggressively, but Jake attempts to intervene. Despite his efforts, the humans persist, leading the future tribe leader to attack. Neytiri intervenes to save Jake. The head of the project questions the colonel's actions, suggesting that the stones may be obtainable without harming the environment. Jake, joining the conversation, emphasizes the natives' connection to nature and their reluctance to leave. The colonel remains adamant, declaring a battle the next morning. Jake and the project head attempt to reason with him, but he remains unyielding. As a last chance, the colonel allows Jake and the head to use their avatars to negotiate. Returning to the planet, Jake reveals the true purpose of his mission to the native inhabitants. Neytiri, devastated by the revelation, accuses Jake of deception and betrayal, expressing her anguish through tears and screams. The planet's inhabitants capture Jake and the project leader while the colonel, accompanied by his team, arrives. Despite Jake's warnings, the colonel proceeds, and the tribe defends themselves with bow and arrows. The colonel resorts to throwing bombs, causing widespread fires and panic among the native people. A plea for help comes from a female creature, urging Jake to intervene. Witnessing the destruction of their sacred tree, the tribe becomes enraged, leading to casualties, including Neytiri's father. The project head and colonel order the arrest of Jake and the leader. A pilot skilled in flying fighter planes rescues them, transporting them to a different spaceship. During the chaos, the project leader sustains injuries. Jake re-enters his avatar, observing the natives relocating. Stopping near the site of their raised sacred tree, Jake appears to have escaped. The aftermath leaves a sense of devastation and loss on the planet. Jack unexpectedly returns riding the revered bird, believed to bring prosperity and dispel sorrow. His arrival brings joy to the tribe, who had initially thought he had abandoned them. Neytiri, especially, is delighted. Jake seeks Neytiri's mother's guidance to save his injured companion, but despite efforts, they cannot rescue the project leader, who succumbs to the injuries. Announcing the decision to fight against the colonel, Jake garners support from the tribe. They rally in significant numbers, causing concern for the colonel despite his superior weaponry. Jake, undeterred by the technological disadvantage, resolves to defend the planet he has come to cherish. Despite facing advanced fighter jets armed with only bows and arrows, Jake remains steadfast, determined to protect the sacred tree and the planet's natural balance. He positions himself near the revered pure tree, ready to confront the impending battle for the planet's well-being. Jake implores the revered pure tree to aid them as the colonel approaches with the intent to destroy nature. The colonel launches an attack, deploying a large army. Their advanced weaponry gives them an initial advantage as they target the sacred tree. However, the planet's native creatures, united under their prepared government, stand ready for defense. Jake, riding the bluebird, joins them armed with bows and arrows. Despite their resilience, the colonel and his forces maintain superiority with advanced skills and weapons. The planet's inhabitants rely on their collective strength and willpower. As the conflict intensifies, the Colonel directs his aggression towards the native creatures. A fighter pilot, attempting to assist Jake, becomes a target herself, leading to injuries for Neytiri's bird and widespread destruction. The newly appointed leader of the tribe, previously disdainful of Jake, falls victim to the Colonel's attack. With the situation escalating, the Colonel sets his sights on the next target, the revered Pure Tree, aiming to assert control by attacking its core. Amidst Neytiri's nervousness, Jake's prayer in front of the sacred tree is answered. Massive, impervious birds approach from the other side, rendering bullets ineffective against them. These birds launch attacks not only on the Colonel, but also on all armed individuals, disarming them by force. Jake takes action against a plane rigged for explosion, causing it to crash and preventing a catastrophic blast. Initiating an attack on the Colonel's plane, Jake successfully destroys it, forcing the Colonel to eject. Jake, suspended in the trees, becomes a target as the Colonel spots the cabin where Jake's human version lies unconscious. The Colonel contemplates killing Jake to eliminate his avatar character. Neytiri intervenes, engaging in a fierce battle, but she weakens. Just as the Colonel gains an upper hand, Jake returns, preventing the Colonel from killing his human form. In a desperate move, the Colonel seizes Jake's braid, attempting to blackmail him. Before the Colonel can harm Jake, Neytiri intervenes, shooting an arrow that pierces the Colonel and halts his threatening actions. In the aftermath, the Colonel meets his demise, and Jake, also injured, loses consciousness, reverting to his human form in the cabin. Struggling to breathe due to the lack of oxygen, Neytiri arrives and places an oxygen mask on Jake's face, saving his life. The shared relief is evident as they exchange smiles. Jake, having played a crucial role in preserving their planet, has successfully completed his mission. In the movie's final scene, all remaining humans are sent back to Earth, leaving only Jake and a select few chosen to coexist with the planet's native creatures. Jake, permanently transformed into his avatar character, embraces a life on the planet alongside Neytiri. The movie concludes with a scene of contentment and happiness, marking the successful culmination of Jake's journey. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed Movie Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe for more real recaps.